poodle senses something.
Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
We've reached our destination.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
Let's see what's going on around here.
Yeah, they're...
Right.
Excuse me! Well... Really?
Good.
What the? Seriously?
All right.
Huh? I think someone's calling out for us.
You okay?
Yeah!
Okay.
Huh?
Here we go! We've reached our destination.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Are those rocks? Ready and ready. Hit a word. Hurt smoke. Dark freezing storm.
I'm impressed.
Raging cascade! Glacial field!
Here and now! Eagle side!
In here! Get on in there! Wind astral energy!
I'm on it!
Healing cascade! Hey, what? Now see that you don't get in trouble again. Dance in the wind!
I'll run you through!
Air thrust! One more time! Here it goes! Annihilating condense!
Not now, not ever! You see what happened there is you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
It's on!
Healing
Enough done!
Hey, what?
Not today!
Take that! Do they not teach you to say thank you, Indiana? Not to a Renan, they don't. Annihilation! There you go! Don't let up!
Not a chance! Plasma shock!
This one's mine!
It's over!
I really owe you one. Now you see what I can do. Oh, now you're talking.
Escape my judgment! Lightning condemned!
Rip it
This
down.
one's all mine!
Thunderblade!
Plasma shock!
Megablade!
Lunarogo!
Damn.
Annihilation!
Take this!
May a thousand
You're
hails
finished.
carry you to strike!
Burning strike.
Dusty nail!
Here I
Just
come!
getting started.
Plasma shock!
Into the shadows! Mega ray! Shining supernova! Dance in the wind!
Here I come!
Air!
Not today!
Light action! Healing with the marksman handle!
You're mine!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
It looks like you got this one covered!
Not my finest.
Dance in the wind! In here! I'll bring you back to the best tile! Resuscitation! Shining supernova! Here, let me help!
Now
Whoa,
remember.
wait!
Not my finest.
Stay away from my friend!
This thing is medically approved.
I never miss! Here, let me help!
Eagle Fly. I can handle it. Sword.
Steering blade! Reload! Back in your dreams!
You're mine!
Don't finish you here and now.
Here I come!
You're finished!
Battle there! Got it!
Eat this!
There's our chance!
Portal blade! Try this!
Annihilate!
Portal
Enemy
turret!
Ranger! Mega ray! Blossom! Quiver Dragon Squall!
Take this! It's
Here's
over!
a
I
healing
can
arm!
carve through. I'm just getting started.
First aid!
Okay, here I go!
You can't get out of this.
You're finished!
Quiver Dragon in the sky airline!
You're mine!
Damn it. Only I'd be more careful.
Try harder! Now! And more! And I'll burn out! First strike! Here I come! It's over!
Blazing storm! Eagle Fly!
You're mine!
Tornado!
Not my
All
finest.
mine!
Wind astral energy! Pierce eagle!
It's over!
Wind astral energy! I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Demon Fang! Plasma shock!
Photon flash! Dance in the wind!
You're on!
Air thrust!
Try harder! Now!
Mega
You pay for that!
Annihilation!
Burn in hell!
Photon flash! Mega
You're mine! Plasma shock!
Let's tear him up.
You're on!
It's time. Win. In a bind.
Raging sword! By the
Watch
power
this.
of water!
Bring
Here's
it
a
here.
healing arm!
It's over!
Photon grenade! I never miss!
Take this!
None shall escape my
on.
judgment! Ray! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Far enough!
Here I come!
Resuscitation!
Burn in hell!
Here's a healing arm! First aid!
Now,
Right now! I'll bring you back from death's abyss! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Plasma shock!
Breathe on astral energy! Lightning condemned!
You're
Thunderblade!
Try harder! Plasma
Oh,
shock!
you are gonna pay for that.
I'll bring you back from death's
Shut
abyss!
up!
Resuscitation!
I'm gonna need more. Not a chance!
That's gonna smart.
Prepare to be seen!
Eat this!
You're mine! It's over!
Now I'm in the groove.
Where are you going?
Shattering the
Charge like that
pieces.
could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to start.
I'm all
You're
set.
finished.
I'm all stuffed up. Annihilation! Mega ray!
Nothing gets by me.
Go away.
May a thousand
Take this.
gales carry you to strike!
Plasma shock!
Lightning nail!
You're finished!
Now
Try
I'm in the
harder!
groove.
My turn!
Astral
Demon
energy!
Fang!
Far enough!
Plasma shock!
Escape my
save you.
judgment! Complete now!
Lunarogo!
Not on my watch!
You're on!
Ray! Can't take the wall! Hey! When
no armor
You're human.
To stop you dying?
Right.
Here, the enemy is going all out!
Spear!
Pierce evil! A whirling struggle! Never magic is it!
Through it! Big blast!
Fly on instant!
It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out!
Watch this! Take this!
Sorry.
It's over! Here we go again! Start up!
Healing circle!
I've let you all down.
I have no limits!
That's abyss!
Take this! It's over!
Resuscitation!
You're mine!
Ready to go! Fight left in me!
Last lift
Healing
shot!
flame! Reload!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Firmament
Take
breaker!
this! Last lift shot!
Arrow squall!
Take this! Prepare to be sealed! Start on!
It's in the sky! It's mine!
Come and get it! This one's all mine! Take this!
Bring you back
Eat
from
this!
death's abyss!
Just to take this! Come no storm!
Resuscitation!
Lunar Rainbow!
In a bind.
You're on!
Mega ray!
Last
I'm all
shot!
set up! Mega ray!
Eat this!
Bring you back from death's abyss! The enemy is going all out! Air thrust! Stay on instant! Ray's about to strike! Here I go!
Look sharp, everyone!
Flicking you along! Lightning! Downfall! It's in the sky is down! Up and at 'em! Let's go!
This one's all mine!
I can't feel anything. That's gonna feel like charges to me. I'm all stuffed up. Annihilation. Mega ray.
You're mine! Eat dirt! Prepare to be sealed!
Here goes.
Lunar Rondo!
Bullseye. Dark field.
You're on!
Light axe weakened. If I do.
Flash! This ends now! You're mine!
Lightning.
Last
Downfall.
shot!
Shining super dion in. Back into the flame. Astral energy.
Try this!
I never miss.
Is this it? That did it!
Firmament breaker.
Last shot!
First aid. Arrow squall. Sorry. I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Here I come! Last shot!
Patience. Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
This should do it!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge. I can handle it smart. Healing circle.
Over my fight! Not done yet!
I'll bring you back from death's
Take
abyss.
this!
Now or never.
Resuscitation. Forward up.
Take this!
I still got the fight left in me. Here, let me help. First aid. Dance to the... Here I go.
I'm gonna need more than
This
It's on! Take this!
I'm out. Raging storm.
We got him on the run!
Don't get cocky.
Right. Still anyone's fight.
I never miss. Here's a healing arc. We're back I'm sorry. All stuffed up.
Burn in hell!
Annihilation.
Take it!
Lightning.
Last shot!
Will this help?
You're mine! Lunar Rondo!
Healing circle. Enemy in armor.
This isn't looking good!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Take this! Last shot!
Will this help? Nothing gets by me.
I'll get you here and now!
Healing
Try
circle.
harder! My turn!
Sleep now.
Last shot!
For the south.
Oh, you are!
Again.
You're mine!
Sky is mine.
Lunar Burn!
More of that searing flame.
You're mine!
Take this!
Last
I'll finish you here and now. Healing energy.
go.
The
So
enemy
much
is
for sitting
going
this
all
fight
out.
out.
That wouldn't be a complaint.
Don't mind if I
Nope,
do.
that is silly.
It's lightning to death. Now Thunder Blade. There. Go.
Hello there.
Mega
That move!
Here comes the big one!
Arrow Squad. I'm ready. I never miss.
Here I come! Plasma
I'll
shot!
bring you back from death abyss.
Hurricane!
I'll bring you back from death abyss.
Strike!
Resuscitation.
Demon Fang! Strike! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing art. First aid.
You require a hand.
Arrow Squad.
It's on!
Assassination.
You picked the wrong fight!
Talon Hurricane.
You're mine! Portal Blade! Try this!
Here I go.
Inferno Turret!
Do it. Dance in the wind. Get toasty.
Bird Strike!
How's that for a kick? I'm getting better, right?
Quite. I'll be relying on your fancy footwork.
Does fancy footwork mean running away like a chicken?
No! Oh! Whew! I don't sense any more enemies.
Okay. Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
That turned out good, if I do say so myself.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over. For our heads. We've reached our destination.
Oh crap, oh crap!
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
I think Hoodle senses something.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Let's give it a whirl! Hey, something! Searing blast!
First strike!
I'll take out the legs with my shield! Back into the flame! Mega ray! By the tank! Tiger blade!
Here I come!
Gemini Aqua! I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
Burning strike!
Plasma shot!
Dazzling spin!
Here I come!
Here goes! Hear me!
Do it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
That extra training paid off. Hey, when did I get so
What's all
popular?
mine? Not today!
I'm only getting started! This
Take
one's
this.
mine!
It's over!
Wait!
If they rush
Carve
you,
through all
Tiger blade!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger
See
Blade!
that?
That training's paying off!
Freezing storm!
Mirage! You're mine!
I thought you were more defensively minded.
Charge like that easily fatal.
I owe you one.
That's a pretty fancy skill there.
All the better to protect you with, my dear.
Then I'll leave the front line to you.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Out of our way!
Here I come! Plasma shot!
I'm like bait to them.
Slash! Swallow blade! Eat this!
Look sharp!
Plasma shot!
Falling storm!
Do it!
Shion! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Eat this!
Not by a long
Plasma
shot!
shot!
Look sharp!
Radiant light!
Look sharp!
Mirage! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for! You know how you do it!
Good! I'll leave it to you!
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nice one, Alpin.
Yeah, there's more where that came from. There's something...
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Where should I cast my line? Hup! Not my lucky day, I guess. Yeah! Looks like I lost it. Yeah! There we go. Dagnabbit! It got away. There we go. That was disappointing. There we go. I'll get you next time. I've got a good feeling about this one. This fish is way bigger than I was expecting.
Stars above! That's gotta be a new record!
Reel it in. That was disappointing. All right. Well, it's not bad, per se.
Looks like a pretty energetic fish.
Oh, we've got a lively one. fish is way bigger than I was expecting.
Stars above! That's gotta be a new record.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job. No. Need to thank me.
Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought, after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, My birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danon slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.